Right. This is a book I don't know that well, but I'm very, very happy to have this in my collection. It's an old school T&H book, Thames and Hudson. We've just had a T&H Thames and Hudson book released. It's coming out next month, called True World Skate. And when I saw this in a second-hand book store, I was like, right, I've got to have this. T&H 1990, 160 pages. I think I paid a tenner for it, not 15. So it feels good to have this in my collection as well, because a lot of the structure of a T&H kind of thinking is there, solid layout. I think the font's quite large on this one, good captioning. Then they're footers, runners, whatever you call them again. But I don't know this book that well, but I do just look at it now and then, just as a way to kind of just to kind of soak in a bit of that kind of Chinese visual tradition. They've got a huge tradition in that country, from calligraphy, printing, wood blocks, illustration, type, and their relationship between image and written language is massively different. It's a cover massively different than we have in the West. There's some exciting stuff in here from him. This Shanghai stuff is banging. I mean, look at that. That's wicked imagery. You've got kind of this slight Art Deco vibe, with this kind of international, kind of modernist, kind of, progressive style. It's a super, super, super good kind of curation, if you like. I don't know if they're going to ever reprint this. In fact, I might ask them, what's the plan with this book? Because I'm sure it's just sitting there, and it could do with a bit of an update. Look at the signs of democracies. Interpretive illustration in the 80s. I mean, for us in the West, it's really, really, again, just to see how design has panned out outside of the world. A lot of political ideas in this, so it's not just, advertising ciggies, cosmetics, or like trendy products. You're advertising the future here, you're advertising political ideas here, and for me, going back to the publisher, T&H, it's quite old school. I mean, I love that old school T&H vibe. The authors, Scott Minick and Jiao. I'm going to have to Google what they're up to. Interestingly enough, it's printed in Singapore. But I mean, you look at these big books like this, the immediacy of montage, you're not really just looking at graphic design anymore. You're looking at kind of visual history. You're looking at the politics of things, the commerce, the tech, language, communication. How different societies and cultures deal with imagery, what they want to get across. And then it's also dealt with through the publisher, how it's put together. There's a lot in here about fashion and cultural identity, and I think a book like this, and something I got a lot of love for T&H, Thames and Hudson, is that they don't try to overpower the material, try and make a message. They're just trying to present the idea of Chinese graphic design. This is 1990. And this is 2026, so it's a long time, man, and we're now making books with Thames and Hudson. So for me, this works as a design reference, and connects me with their kind of visual publishing tradition, which now I feel a little bit of a part of. So that is Chinese graphic design in the 20th century, Scott Minick, Jiao, Thames and Hudson, 1990.